Hey folks, welcome to Garage Talk with Steve. This is the new official weekly behind the scenes show for my channel where I'll be talking about future events and past events, track challenges, diecast cars, anything channel newsy related to my events and what I do here. Occasionally there'll be some behind the scenes, kind of like looking at how tracks are built or how I prepare cars or how I edit stuff, kind of making sure that I'm keeping everybody in the loop as to what's happening and also giving you guys opportunities to give me feedback on how you want this channel to grow. So on the screen you can see the agenda for this episode. So let's get into the first one, the last tournament. I thought the last tournament was really awesome. It had a lot of competition, a lot of action. It was very close all the way down to the end. I thought it went really well. I did have a discussion with one of the drivers from that tournament about the wrecks that were happening at the finish line. And I agreed. There were more wrecks at the finish line than I'd like to see. But the way the finish line was designed was a bit of it was meant to be a challenge. So as the cars are approaching the finish line, a couple feet or so before the finish line, there's an elevation onto the bridge, and then the finish line is actually on the bridge. What happens is, because they're picking up so much speed on that last straightaway, that once they hit the elevation, the peak of it, they get airborne. And sometimes their wheels will jump the side of the track, and that's when they wreck. The timing system is not impeding onto the track surface itself. It's definitely far off where it's not interfering with the traffic that's going through, unless part of the car is off the track. That's when they were wrecking. So I don't have any plans to change that right now because it was a challenge built into the design of the track. But I also noticed that there were a lot of wrecks coming out of turn 2, the two solid or the two single orange tracks that did the loop curve. Not a loop, but you know what I'm saying. They were, especially in the inside lane, they were wrecking into the first building, sometimes taking out a light pole or something like that. That was not by design. So I have some ideas of how to fix that. I'm going to have to look into whether or not they're feasible and go forward with that. I also wanted to update you about King of the Park. So the King of the Park had been on hold because at one point the road course track, the one that starts off where they come down and then it splits out and they go back up, and I ended up rebuilding that track into an oval. So it's I think 2.5 ovals, something like that. I don't know. And I want to show you a video of it. Unfortunately, I'm recording on my webcam, not my phone or anything that I can bring over there. But I will certainly do that in the future. When I did that, I had to rerun the original 8 vehicles that were in the King of the Park because they ran their times on an old track. So they had to be updated to reflect the new track. And then I had to do the same thing with the 6 new cars. I've done all of that. I'm just in the editing process right now, and it's a little time consuming. So it's working. I was planning to get it out like within the next week or so, but then I realized we have the holidays coming up, right? So I don't want to do anything over the holidays, basically because, people have plans. And so instead of doing the King of the Park and then having a tournament, the next tournament is going to start this Sunday. I think I'm going to be ready for it, but it's coming up quick. I have some suggestions that you guys have given me for tournament ideas for the entrance. If you have other suggestions, just put them in the comments. I love hearing how you guys think about these tournaments and what you want to see. So don't hesitate to do that. I had another conversation with a fellow diecaster on the channel about the possibility of sharing digital logos amongst various YouTubers. I can't speak for the people who subscribe to my channel and watch the videos but don't participate. simply because I don't know you as well as the folks who do participate. But I do know that some of the folks who do participate have their own channels and have their own tracks and do their own events. And so I was thinking we could start something where we share logos with each other to kind of just promote each other's channels. I'm happy to do that on my channel. If anybody wants to send me their digital logo, I would wait until I get at least 3 or 4 of them. I don't want to put just one up. But if we want to start doing that, maybe it's something that we could talk about. Maybe there's a better approach to this than just sharing logos. Maybe we could do something more formal. I was also thinking about, man, if there's some formal, like I know Red Line Derby has their tournament calendar, but if there were some other easy way for us to promote all of these individual, because I've been missing out on a lot of what other YouTubers have been doing with their tracks, and I'm not happy about that. But I'm just so busy with my own stuff, I often forget about looking for other stuff to watch. So anyways, just food for thought, something that we can toss around in the upcoming months or so. I want to let you know that I'll be selling some of my cars. Most of the cars I'm selling are not race ready. I wouldn't purchase them if you plan on racing them. But I have a lot of duplicates. So cars that are in my stable, I have 2 or 3 of. Many of them are still in the packaging, which I'm not sure if I'm going to sell those or not. But I have a heck of a lot of cars that are race ready. So I'll probably let you know in advance when those are up for sale. They'll be on eBay. But if anybody's looking to, either start a collection or expand what they already have, I believe that the specific cars I'm thinking of, which I have probably about 50 or so, will be a good addition to whatever you have already. I'm thinking about Discord and Patreon options. I do want to do some more stunt videos. Like I had that one drag strip where we put the jump in the middle of it. That seemed to be well received, and I want to do more stuff like that. Not where there's a competition, but just who can perform best. What are the great wrecks that we see in some of these stunt competitions? I want to do more giveaways. I know I give away the mystery models for the tournament champions, but I want to do more stuff. I do have some other stuff that I'd like to start giving away, especially a lot of unopened Hot Wheels cars. And I'm also considering merch. I don't know if I really am on the board with merchandise. I know a lot of other YouTubers are doing it. Honestly, I'm just looking into this because I'm following what other people are doing, but I don't know if I'm going to go through with this. And then lastly, I just want to hear what you guys would like to see on this channel. It's for you. This is something that I want you to at least appreciate, maybe. So whatever you want me to share with you, put it in the comments. Even if it's a one-time thing, you want to see one specific thing, that's great. If you want to see, maybe each week I take out 1 or 2 cars and I talk about them, or something, and I can add that to my agenda. But just let me know if there's things you want to see out of this. The channel's, I don't want to say it's new anymore. It's growing, and it's something that I really want you guys to get something out of. I do it because I love it, and I'm sure you are subscribers to my channel because you love this kind of stuff too. So I want to be able to accommodate as much as I can. I think with that being said, I've covered everything I intended to cover. If you would, like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I guess as always, just take care of yourselves. See ya.